Hello everyone. Welcome back to Code Admirer. In today's session, we'll explore ReactJs advanced and performance and optimization interview questions and answers. If you have a specific topic related to interview questions that you'd like us to cover, please let us know in the comments. Let's get started. 17. What is the difference between controlled and uncontrolled components? Controlled components have their form data managed by React state, while uncontrolled components manage their own state internally using refs. 18. What is the purpose of React Fragment? React Fragment allows you to group a list of children without adding additional nodes to the DOM, which helps maintain a cleaner structure. 19. How do you handle conditional rendering in React? Conditional rendering can be achieved using ternary operators, logical and operators, or by using if-else statements inside render methods. 20. What is the use reducer hook? The use reducer hook is used for managing more complex state logic in functional components. It returns the current state and a dispatch function to update the state based on actions. 21. What is the virtual DOM? The virtual DOM is a lightweight copy of the actual DOM that React uses to optimize rendering. Changes in the virtual DOM are reconciled with the actual DOM. 22. What is reconciliation in React? Reconciliation is the process through which React updates the DOM by comparing the previous virtual DOM with the new one, only making necessary changes. 23. What are default props in React? Default props are predefined values assigned to props if no value is specified when the component is used. They are defined using the default props property. 24. What is the purpose of should_component_update? Should_component_update is a lifecycle method that determines whether a component should re-render or not. This can improve performance by preventing unnecessary renders. 25. What is the difference between functional and class-based components regarding lifecycle methods? Functional components do not have lifecycle methods like class components. However, the useEffect hook allows functional components to mimic lifecycle behavior. 26. How can you optimize performance in a React app? Performance can be optimized via memoization, code splitting, lazy loading, avoiding inline functions and excessive re-renders, and using production builds. 27. What is React Memo? React Memo is a higher-order component that prevents a functional component from re-rendering if its props haven't changed, thus optimizing performance. 28. What is code splitting? Code splitting is a technique used to split your code into smaller bundles that are loaded on demand. This can improve load time and performance. 29. What are React portals? React portals provide a way to render children into a DOM node that exists outside the hierarchy of the parent component, which is useful for modals and tool tips. 30. What is the purpose of the use callback hook? The use callback hook returns a memoized version of a callback function that only changes if one of the dependencies has changed, helping to prevent unnecessary renders. 31. What is the purpose of the useMemo hook? The useMemo hook returns a memoized value, which helps optimize performance by memoizing the result of a computation and only recalculating it when dependencies change. 32. What is the difference between useEffect and useLayoutEffect? UseLayoutEffect fires synchronously after all DOM mutations while useEffect runs asynchronously after painting. Use useLayoutEffect for updates that require reading from the DOM. 3.3. How do you prevent unnecessary re-renders in React? You can prevent unnecessary re-renders by using React Memo, should_component_update, using the use callback and useMemo hooks, and avoiding inline functions and objects. 34. What is lazy loading in React? Lazy loading in React allows components to be loaded only when they are needed, which helps improve the initial load time of the application. 35. How can you profile a React application? React's built-in Profiler API can be used to measure the performance of components, providing insights into rendering speeds and identifying performance bottlenecks. 36. What are intersection observers in React? Intersection observers allow you to asynchronously detect when an element enters or exits the viewport, which is useful for lazy loading images or components. 37. What strategies can you use for effective state management in complex applications? For complex applications, you can use libraries like Redux, Mobex, or the Context API for managing application state. Additionally, structuring state into manageable slices can help. 38. Why should you avoid using index as a key in lists? Using an index as a key can lead to issues with component state and performance when elements are reordered or deleted, resulting in unnecessary re-renders and incorrect state. 39. What are memoized components, and how do they work? Memoized components are those that only re-render if their props change. React Memo helps achieve this by memoizing the rendered output based on the incoming props. 40. How does error handling work in React applications? Error boundaries can be implemented using class components that define the component did-catch lifecycle method, allowing you to handle JavaScript errors gracefully in child components. If you enjoy the content and find it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means a lot and will help us create more informative and exciting content for you.